Hello guitar people, this might not be the video for you, but it actually might be. If you run a YouTube channel about guitar, this is definitely the video for you. If you run any kind of channel about anything, this is the video for you. If you like to do Let's Playsies, that's the video for you. If you are in a conference room for some big corporation and you frequently do Skypes with people and you have to show them products and do design meetings, this is the video for a lot of people, okay? So, but for you guys that watch my channel, some of you know, possibly, some of you don't, that I am pretty much a complete ultra Blackmagic design fanboy. And let's go to the amps cam, for example. Here we have an amps cam. There's a Blackmagic Micro 4K camera. There's one. There's a Sony. There's a Blackmagic Micro 4K, and oh my, we don't have enough cameras to show all the cameras. Right now, we're looking at, I think, 9 cameras in this room. I'm looking into a Blackmagic studio camera right now, and back to me on that you didn't see. There's another Blackmagic Micro 4K. I have a lot of cameras from Blackmagic. All of them are going into the system over there where Leslie sits, which is an ATEM 4, which is $6,000. All the signals are being processed by something called a video hub that has 40 inputs and 40 outputs, which means I can literally reroute any signal to anywhere. In front of me are 2 TVs where I can see all the different angles. The Mac screen is wired into the system. Leslie's sitting in front of a €3,000 board where she can switch all the angles and do all the settings and all that stuff. She's in front of 4 monitors. It's a ridiculous system. Okay? Ridiculous. Which allows me to do what I do. To do these videos on the fly, sit here, do whatever I want to do, and just point at something, and then Leslie has an angle on it. Like, I can point at the favorite cam, and bam, Leslie goes to the favorite cam in real time, which means I could actually live stream this. Yeah, for that, over in the corner, if you go to the desk cam, Leslie, right over there, I have the Ultra Studio 4K. That's $1,000. Where's it? Oh, that's $1,000 by itself to take those video signals into the Ultra Studio and then thunderbolt into the Mac and be able to live stream this, for example. Right now, it's not a live stream, but that's the idea. So, I also have a mobile setup, and I'm very proud of my mobile setup. That's an ATEM 1ME, 1-rack unit. It has a recorder, a HyperDeck Studio above it. It has a web presenter next to it. The web presenter is $500 and allows you to take whatever signal you put into it, converts it into 720p, so it's HD ready. It's not really HD. It's not a full HD signal, and gives you a webcam output through USB. In that big rack, which you will see here, there's also a 4K monitor and a laptop, so I can take this. It's pretty damn heavy, but it's all pre-wired. I can take this somewhere, put it on the table, and do a 4 or 5 camera. I mean, it's up to 10, but I can do a 4 or 5 camera setup easily. Now, these are very powerful systems, but that rack that you just saw, that's, I don't know, $8,000 or more. So I have those capabilities, and I'm very proud of them. And the evil people from Blackmagic Design said, let's take all that away from Henning. Let's take his ability to be very special and produce these videos on the fly and do killer live streams, and let's make that available to everyone. Yeah. That's not nice, Blackmagic. But it's also kind of cool. Because they now took kind of what I have and condensed it into a very, very small piece of gear that is very, very, very cheap and has almost all the capabilities of what I'm doing for $300. What the fuck? Right there. This damn thing does almost everything that I do with the huge system with, well, it can only do 4 cameras, which is pretty much 2 or 3 2 or 3 more than most of my colleagues use. No one uses 9. I can right now do live streams with up to 17. Where I really just try to find out, where do I put these cameras? In the bathroom? Sure. No, 4 cameras is quite a bit. So yeah, only 4 cameras. And only HD. My system can do full 4K, up to 30 frames a second. This is only HD, which, you know what? For a lot of YouTubers, that's not a drawback. That's not a restriction. That's like, hey, we don't do more than that anyway. Even when I do videos in 4K during my big YouTube events where I use these systems, a lot of people take them home, convert them down to HD. I don't know why they do that, but they do. This is the ATEM Mini. And I played with it. I checked it out. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I want from it. And I took it through its paces. And I can't find anything it does do that I wanted to do, which is ridiculous. Power. It comes with a power supply, which screws on. Ethernet. Webcam out. It's a USB-C connection, which is also carrying the control signal from the software. You can run it standalone or with software. On my big one, yeah, I need the Ethernet. Here, the Ethernet is add-on. So connect that to your laptop and you can control it, and it's going to be seen as a webcam. No software necessary for that. You can use that in Skype, in OBS and whatever, and I get into what OBS is. 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs on HDMI, 1 output, which can be defined what it shows. 2 mic inputs. There are no preamps in here, so these are mini inputs, but I'll show you what you can use with those. You can plug in like a Rode shotgun or a lav mic or something like this. This is way cool. Use it standalone. Don't even need a Mac once you've configured it, but plug it into a laptop. I guess Mac or PC, I'm not sure about that. USB-C. It'll see it as a webcam and do a Skype call with 3 cameras. Do a live stream. I'll live stream with up to 4 cameras, and you only need that connected to your computer. Super, super easy, and then you can run the software and get this in the software, and we're gonna check this. Green screen, yes. Because it isn't just 4 cameras. It's freaking picture-in-picture. It's keying. Which means you can do picture-in-picture, you can do keying, chroma key, and all these technical video terms that you were gonna learn once you buy the damn thing. Have I mentioned $300? Have I mentioned Blackmagicdesign is paying me to make this video? The thing is, they technically wouldn't have to, because this is something I'm excited about. This is something that I use. I just spend a lot more money. So yeah, I'm very excited to show you this, because this is how I work on a daily basis. Leslie and I, this is our 9th video today. This is our 9th really complex multi-camera video that we shot in a single day because of this system. So this is going to give a lot of YouTubers the ability to produce content like I do, which is going to make me not so happy. I mentioned OBS. So yeah, you need this to live stream. You need the cameras, you need the cables. You need a computer, and you need some software that is the go-between between you and your system and YouTube or Facebook, whatever, and that is called either OBS. I use Wirecast. That costs money. OBS doesn't cost money, but Wirecast to me is easier when it comes to the menus, and it's just a more professional piece of software. OBS is freeware, but it also works. Just so that you know the terminology. So what we're going to do is, let's go over here. So what you see on it is actually pretty straightforward. Usually, you have 2 rows of buttons, and in the software you will see this. You have a program row, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Just pick what camera you want, and then you have a preview row, which will determine what the next shot will be. And this kind of functions as both at the same time, because you can set it up to have the program in preview. In that case, these have 2 different colors, or to go directly to the shot. So I click on 1, I see camera 1, I click on 2, I see camera 2, and it'll go to it with what you defined here. Either a direct cut or a transition. And then you actually have wipe transitions, and we're going to look at that. You have mixed transitions. You can determine directly how long the transition is. You can say picture in picture right there. You can fade to black. You can have a still image or a black screen. And this is very cool. The damn thing has a full audio mixer. Mic 2 or mic 1 or mic 2. Turn it on or off. And I was like, what are these arrows for? These are actually level controls. And we're going to look at that in the software. The software for this thing, meaning controlling the hardware inside, it's just a remote, is actually better than my big one. Because my big one doesn't have a full audio mixer. This has a Fairlight audio mixer in it. So if you have the mic on from this camera, you can say this camera louder, this camera softer. You can say only turn the mic from this camera on when I'm actually on this camera. Let's say on camera 4, I have a shotgun mic, and I only want that to be on when I'm actually on that camera. You do AFV, audio follows video. Now you hear it, now you don't. It's all gonna be clear once we set this up. This is gonna be a crazy video. It's gonna be videoception, okay? Because we are staying in 4K. We keep these cameras rolling, but we're also gonna have the second switcher, the little one, going in HD. In order to do that, I have a video assist from Blackmagic. Now there's the video assist 12G, which is more Gs. I don't know. It's got better things than my 3 video assists that I bought. Thank you, Blackmagic. This can be battery powered, but we're gonna plug it in. This has SD cards. So this could be your monitor to see what you're doing. If you're not live streaming on a computer, you need some kind of monitor. Use any TV, use any computer monitor, anything with HDMI in, or use this, and you record in Apple ProRes right onto this, which is great. HDMI in and out. You could even then convert it to SDI, but you can even plug in XLR mics if you wanted that. But you don't need that because it's all in the ATEM Mini. But we're going to use that on a little stand to record everything we're going to do on the ATEM Mini. And then you will see everything that I'm doing on the ATEM Mini, picture in picture, or sometimes I might even make it big. So don't be confused. I'll try to tell you exactly what is going through the ATEM Mini. However, saying, oh man, ATEM Mini is so great, only $300. You need one of these. Well, then of course this is about $800-900. If you want a recorder, you could actually use software in your computer, like Wirecast, like OBS, to record directly into the computer. So no, you don't need this. It's neat to have, but of course you see what you're doing when you're connecting it to a computer, and you can also record into it. I know there's a lot of information, but I want to make the video that's not just, hey, ATEM Mini's here, it's cool, that actually gives you, well, most of the answers you're looking for. So I'll record onto this. I have an Ethernet cable, but I don't think I'll need it because I'm running straight into the MacBook Pro with USB-C. I have several HDMI cables from micro and mini and straight HDMI. Now, let's get into this. So this can be helpful, but you don't necessarily need it. What kind of cameras can you use? Anything that does HD. Because the damn thing, which my big thing in there doesn't do any input signal in HD will be converted to whatever you need. On my big one, I need to say 4K 25p, that is 4K resolution, 25 frames, and every camera has to be set up to exactly that. If the camera can't put that out, I get a black screen. Now with this thing, you have a camera that does less frames or more frames or whatever. You set it up to be 1080 25. For example, it goes up to 1080 60 if you wanted that. And it'll do the conversion for you. So you can use a 200, 300 euro little handy cam. Sadly, this one right now doesn't have any battery. Otherwise, I would have used it. HDMI out. Bam, plug it in. You're good. So what I'm going to use is a Sony PJ650. That's an HD cam. Trusty cam. It's got about an hour of battery on it, so I'm good. I'm going to set that up maybe as a top cam, something like this. I'm going to use an FDR AX53. That's a Sony. That's a 4K cam, but I set it up to output HD, so that'll work. I'll use this camera right there. Now that's, of course, more high-end. That is a Sony Alpha 7 III? A7 III with a G-Master, thank you, Leslie, with a G-Master lens on it. I'm going to set that up to output HD only, and then bam, it works. And then we're also going to use this Blackmagic thing, which will look different because it's a, film camera. But this has a big HDMI out. This is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. But the HDMI out is only HD, which I think is not clever. But, so I can use that in that switcher. So those are the 4 cameras we'll use. They will look different because they're very different cameras. But just to show you what's possible. But you can also, of course, plug in a computer. So if the computer is wired into the system, you can easily show what it does. Leslie, hit the Mac button. There you go. And that's it. And back to me. So you can have a laptop or computer in your system and then actually put yourself in the corner and narrate it, do a let's play, show someone how you're editing video, do videos and tutorials on anything, graphic design or video. Super easy. And don't edit it later. Do it in real time. What about those computer people? What about those console people? What about those let's players? Well, that is something they thought about. If you're a let's play guy, this is the shit. Live or recorded. Because put your console in input 1, put the output directly to your TV. Now you're going to say, well, wait a second, but then there's latency. And latency means a time delay between when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on the console and when it's showing on the TV. No, you can actually set up to wire input 1 directly to the HDMI out with low latency. Meaning you're playing it as always, but you can actually incorporate your PlayStation, your Switch, your whatever, your Xbox directly into the live switching. Add 3 more cameras, and you can live stream that. I don't like to use the word game changer, but this is a freaking game changer. So we're gonna set up. Leslie, go to the amps cam, and we're gonna go and set this up. That was utterly ridiculous. This took, of course I had the cameras ready, but I just set up a 4-camera live switching, live streaming, whatever setup in 15 minutes, I don't even know. So I'm wired up with a lav mic. And this whole setup, by the way, including the cameras and the switcher and the mic and the recorder, would actually fit into a larger backpack. You have a TV studio in the backpack. This is completely ridiculous. This is going to be very crazy because I'm looking at many cameras that are still in the big switcher while I've got 4 cameras in the small switcher. So right now, this is wired up. Output going in here with program, meaning what's actually being recorded. You could also, by the way, show preview in this. If you're doing a live stream anyway on a computer and you're seeing what's being broadcast on the computer screen, you can use the HDMI out to set up to a preview screen to see your next shot. Pretty damn clever. Or as I said, the low latency direct through. So I'm going into here right now and I'm going to hit record. Bam! I'm recording onto an SD card. The cameras that we have is this one. And well, why don't I just put what I'm recording right now? Wait, let me get a sync. Ba-bam. And show you. So camera number 1 is this. And you should see right there a thing that the ATEM Mini is recording right now. That's the Sony. Camera number 2 is this Sony. Did you see what happened? There was a little frame because you can't turn the freaking frames off on this thing. I know why I didn't use it. So that's showing the recorder right there. And it's right there on the table. Of course, it's a mess with the cables, but I mean, what are you going to do? So that's camera number 3, and then camera number 4 is right there, and you can clearly see that looks different because that's the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, where I applied a lot to it. That's a lookup table for the colors, so it looks a little bit more video. Otherwise, it looks like this. So, but those are the 4 different cameras. Now, let me show you what you can do with that. Now I got a camera in the ATEM Mini showing the ATEM Mini, and then I have a camera in my big setup. So the basic operation is actually fairly simple. As you can see in the picture-in-picture, there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. Here determine what the next transition will be. Here, this is all for audio. And I very easily earlier just pushed these 2 buttons because my lav mic was actually too loud. But we're gonna get to that. I'm recording the lav right now. I'm looking at levels in the video assist, and I'm good. So Leslie, go to the top cam. Thank you. So you should be seeing picture-in-picture right there. Because when I now switch, you of course can't see the ATEM Mini anymore. So right now I'm on cut. And that is the easiest way to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it cuts directly to the camera really fast. Very easy. What is that still thing? Oh, that's black right now. Well, we get to that. FTB is fade to black. There it goes. It fades to black, and then you come back. Very simple. I can say auto. And auto simply means you can't actually read that right now because it's too bright. Yeah, okay. I'm on mix right now, which means it will mix the 2 images, as you can see here. Also called like a fade. How long that is determined by the duration. 0.5, 1.5, or a really kind of a dreamy fade right there. Okay? But in addition to mix, you can also do a dip. And it dips to something that you determined in the software, which in this case is a wide screen. I don't know why that would make sense. Then you can wipe from left to right. Or I think that's a push. Or you do this. That should be... Oh, that's a squeeze. Squeezy! And why not? Then we have this one. That's actually a beautiful fade wipe. Or you can fade wipe from top to bottom. And you can see both knobs are illuminated as it does it. Now that's the easiest way to do it. Another way to set this thing up, which you have to set up in the ATEM setup, and it might be something that later you'll be able to do in the actual software, I don't know yet, is a preview thing where I hit 3 turns green, therefore being the next shot, and as soon as I hit auto, it's actually going to do it. It's just a different way of doing it. I think with 4 cameras, doing it this way is absolutely fine. I'm on mix, and I do the mix. I want to cut directly, I cut to that. That is actually something you can pick up in no time flat. So, you can see this is fairly simple. Audio right now is off on all the cameras. I can, of course, on... That one's wrong. Let's say on this Sony right here, on this camera, I turn the audio on. I turn my lav mic off. And right now, I'm still recording audio, as you can see here, because this camera is on. And now, we're back. Why does it say XLR? Go away. Because I clicked on that. So, and I can actually, if you see the levels right there, and actually can actually make that quieter, lots quieter, or I can make that louder. So you don't even have to go in the software for that. But in the software, you have a lot more options. I'm gonna turn my lav mic back on, and I don't know, at some point I should probably go to the lav mic. Well, that's probably when we do the software thing. Then another thing that I can do is I can go to me, like so, and I can do a picture in picture, which right now is full screen. So I don't want to do that. But let's say here, on, look at that, picture in picture. Well, how is that determined? What is that actually showing? Well, that is something that you set up in the software. So you do need some kind of software control. So if I'm here talking about this, you can still see me right there in the corner. Right now, sadly, the size and the size of these pictures-in-picture things is predetermined and not changeable. So you can say where it is, but personally, I want the picture-in-picture a little bit bigger. I would 100% assume that is something they will change later. So yeah, 2 times. But of course, that's something great for when you do a tutorial on a piece of product and you still want to be visible. Okay, so moving on to the actual software and what you can do there. So for that, I'll leave that here. I'll leave the picture-in-picture there because why not? And now Leslie goes to me again on the big screen. This is switcherception. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's cool. So I'm saying so. It is a shit ton of information. I'm going to the Mac. I'm giving it my fingerprint. So Leslie, if you please, the Mac. There we go. I'll find some spot in the corner to put the ATEM and what it's recording right now. So you can see if I'm... No, you cannot see. Okay, so if on the ATEM I'm pushing... I'm on cut, and I'm pushing to the cameras now. So let's see in the software what you see. On the upper row, which is program, it goes directly there. It doesn't change anything on preview. So if I am on auto, right here, it will pretty much do the following. It'll pick the next camera in the preview pane and then hit auto, which is what you would do in the software. So if I go to 3, see what happens. So it's pretty much doing a macro. It's like, pick the next camera, do the transition. And if I go to dip, you can see it goes to dip. If I go to wipe, it does wipe, and so on. So it is a simple control surface but very effective in the way it's implemented. Now let's look at the size of the picture-in-picture, which is something we talked about. Right now that is on, and I'm pretty sure that is called an upstream key, which is shown here in that on air. It's got one key. Let's not get into that because it's confusing. So right now it says camera 1. I'm on the DVE, and the DVE is the picture-in-picture, but I don't want that. I want it to be camera 2, which means camera 2 is now showing the... I'm pointing at the screen. Camera 2 is now showing the ATEM Mini picture-in-picture. I wish that was a little bit bigger, but that is possible. Look at that. You can just make that bigger. And I can actually move it. Like to move it. It has a border, all that. So yeah, you can actually change the size. However, as soon as you pick another picture-in-picture corner, see, it goes back to the original size. So that would be something nice to be able to set up for each of the 4 corners, which at the moment you can't. But yeah, whatever. That's still cool. You could, of course, actually do it like this. Turn that off. Let me show you. And do a key. The picture-in-picture is nothing but a different kind of key. So I go to the key. Right now, it's set to chroma, as you can see here. So I just set my key to, yeah, there you go, camera 2, that size. And let's go to cut. I can switch around now, and why is that on? I'm confused. Turn that off. Turn that on. Because what? I'm confused. Well, thing is, you can actually have a picture-in-picture just the way you want it, move it around, and there's even, oh, let me show you that. That is so cool. There's even a set A. I'm gonna move it around now. Move that, gonna make it a little bit bigger. There you go. Let's make it even bigger. And we do a set B. And if I say run to A, look at that. There are 2 different sizes. Let me go to 4 here. There are 2 different sizes. Look at that. How cool is that? Predetermined, and you can actually do whatever you like in terms of those 2 sizes. So that is way cool. And this is actually how we do, I don't even know what camera to look at anymore. Am I looking at this? Am I... Oh! Okay, go back to the Mac, Leslie. I have my own switcher now. Yeah, this is how I do pedal demos. There's a picture-in-picture, and you can, of course, even change the size of that cutout and get it exactly around the pedal. This is how we do our demos. When I talk about the pedal in detail, it's big, and then Leslie makes it small by having 2 predetermined sizes. You can even say run to infinite, which means throw it away. And then you can say run to B. Bam! This is all no magic. It's just, previously it meant you have to have the money for the system. Now it means you have to have $300. What the? Okay, but there's more. I'm gonna go to media. I'm gonna take this JPEG of Deuce, who we lost earlier in the year, but he's still with us right there. So you can load a still image. And this thing actually has 1 downstream key here. This is our way of saying put a picture somewhere. And the downstream key is media player 1. There is only 1 media player. You can also see it here. what's loaded. And you can determine what is loaded right there. It holds 20 still images. You determine that in the software. Well, and then if I want that on the screen, I just hit still. Bam. So there's Deuce, still with the picture-in-picture. And there's me. And there's Deuce. Well, isn't that... Where am I? Isn't that pretty damn dope? Before we get to some of the last things, let's look at audio. So in the software, there's this mixer. Right now, the only thing on is mic 1 because it's on. If I turn this on, you can see on the top it's red. If I turn the camera on, right there, it turns red. If you turn AFV on, it says at the bottom. See that at the bottom, right here, AFV. That is something you want to be careful with because it might mess you up. It has messed me up. But the great thing compared to my ATEM 4, which again was $6,000, is you have a full mixer in here. And I've made my lav mic. Quieter. And you can do this with this slider here, of course, but also by pushing these buttons. So in a live stream or in a live situation, oh, you can also hold it. Damn it. You can simply mix audio on the ATEM Mini itself, which is freaking crazy. Freaking, that's too loud. Freaking crazy. So how do I make sure that it's not too loud ever? Well, I go to Dynamics. Look at this. There's a full compressor. I limit. And there, and now it technically shouldn't be able to get any louder. It see the input? See how loud the input is? Well, it doesn't get any louder. Of course, also this is probably way too loud. This is way too loud. This is way too loud. Wait a second. We're gonna get this right. Get the input to where it's kind of in the yellow, okay? And now now it's only limiting a little bit. Now I can turn my compressor on. There's even a gate which could cut out a camera for, oh, wow, this is ridiculous. And now I'm reducing the gain a little bit to the 1 ratio. This is not just a kid's compressor, this is like the shit. And there is, yes, a full EQ. Look at this. Where am I putting this? There is a full freaking EQ. Which means I could really cut the low end out, which I don't need. Give me a little bit of warmth right here. Give me some nice high end, because that's what I want for my vocals. And I can turn that on. No, turn this band. There you go. A little bit of 3K boost. Here we go. And that should be a pretty damn good vocal sound. I mean, of course, I'm not hearing it now, but I could hear it through the computer if I did the thing with the computer. How long is this video now? I don't know. Last but not least, so you can do this, and have I mentioned, you can do this for a live stream, which means there's mixed audio, all this, 4 cams. Let me show you something that I haven't tried. I'm trying this right here. Another thing you can do in a live stream. Yeah, go to amps, Leslie. So if you have $150, then you get yourself this. I think you know where this is going. So hypothetically, I'm going to deuce. Let's go to here. I'm turning this on, which right now is on camera 4. So I go to the upstream key, but I want that on camera 1. And of course, it's it's already working. I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm an idiot. So wait a second. Mask. I need a mask because my screen is simply not wide enough. It's coming in slowly. So we're gonna go. We need some numbers here. -10. There we go. -11. -12. What the? This way. No. Oh, -9. Here we go. Almost. -8. We're good. We're getting there. And on the right, let's do 8. Chroma sample. I don't want that foreground. Okay, nope. Background. And I have a little bit on the right that I need to fix. Maybe we do 8. And you can see a little bit of the chair here. But this is it. This is how simple that was. Now, I'm smack in the middle of the... Where am I even looking? Now I'm smack in the middle of the picture. And we might not want that. Of course, my hair is also a little bit... My head is a little bit green. And obviously, I shouldn't do this. And I'm an idiot because I'm wearing a shirt that's a little bit green. I can fix that. And I fixed it. So imagine you're playing a video game. You put yourself right in the corner. And you don't need software for this. You do it right there and it's handled in the hardware. So let me see. We have a mask. Okay, I want a flying key, which simply means, well, size. I want to be bigger. But I want to be in the corner. Do you get this? And now I'm in the corner. Obviously, don't stretch out your arms because I masked it. You might need a bigger green screen to actually be able to move around. But there I am. There I am. Looking at me something. And that's me twice. So you could actually show, I'm doing this and this and this. You could do handiwork. You could make videos about woodworking or whatever. But you would still have yourself in the picture, which generates a connection with your audience. And I can be on deuce. Can be deuce's eye. He only had one. So again, if I'm not getting out of my cutout, I'm fine. And this right now is happening live. So this I could actually do in a live stream for $300. That's what's ridiculous about this. This can all fit with the laptop, with 4 cameras and everything that you see right here, including the recorder, which is right in front of me, which is this thing. This can all fit in a backpack. I can do this from a hotel room, well, minus the green screen because that thing's big. I'm not going to carry that on a hotel. On a flight. Hey, this is video number 9 for today, okay? So, the fact how easily that green screen worked is utterly ridiculous. And obviously, you can go set B, 100%, -3, set A. So run to B. There you go. So what I just did is, Leslie, go to the Mac, please. Forgot there's still, another switcher. So I just set the parameters again. Set B, set A. So I can be here and explain that, and let's say then I want to go to like my sign off and saying blah 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 blah, bye bye bye, and you go in the middle, and then you are bigger, and those two things are saved. And if you want to get rid of you, then the way you do that is in the software, you say the key should be part of the next transition, okay? And I'm gonna do auto, and on the next transition, I should be gone. Look, that's how that works. Now the key is still part of the next transition, which means if I go back to this, I'm there. Of course, if I put the key to small, and I do the same thing, I'm here. I'm in the corner. I'm not in the corner because the key disappeared with the next transition. But there I am again. So you never... If you do this and you keep track of it, you never appear twice. I'm here, and on the thing that I want to still be in because I don't have a camera on me, I'm right there. And I'm there, and I'm in the corner. And I'm gone. So, Leslie, on me, please. Woo, that's a big screen. Worth every penny. So, this thing literally does everything I needed to do for my pedal videos. 4 cameras is more than enough, really, says the guy with 16, 17. You can grab any kind of old camera. Realistically, for a product shot, you can even use one where the colors aren't so great because it's showing the product and it's not being compared with the main cam. Get the best one for the main cam. But you could get a couple of old cameras out and play TV studio. And actually, not a shitty one. This is you get the point. ATEM Mini is freaking ridiculous at $300. It pisses me off because I spent countless thousands on my setup, and it is of course nicer than what I can do with the ATEM Mini, but not that much nicer. I hope this gave you an inspiration of what you can do on YouTube, Vimeo, Twitch, for playing games, for doing product demos, for doing DIY videos, even just for Skyping. Before I buy a shitty webcam, you have some video camera lying around, you have a DSLR, which probably looks amazing. So get yourself an ATEM Mini, plug that in, bam, there's your really good Skype. And if you want to then, of course, do Skype and you want to show someone, oh, wait a second, I'm also doing this on the computer and I'm also doing this on the table. There are endless uses for this. I will very likely just have that in my camera bag to have it. This is a prototype, I gotta send this back, but they promised me they would send me one, and even if they didn't, I'd just buy it, because it's just ridiculous. And I know my buddies Andy, and probably Toe King, and I know Jason McNamara from Japan already called me, he's like, dude, can you do this, can you do this? Everyone is going crazy over this, and you should too. Thanks, Leslie, for doing this ridiculous day of videos. Thanks, Blackmagic Design, for finding me and sending this to me, because I couldn't possibly be more excited about a product release. I'd be excited about this at 3 times the price. But 300 is ridiculous. Thanks for watching. I put links to everything below. Well, not everything. That's a lot. We're going to order food now because we're starving. Links below, animals at the end. You've been awesome.
I wanna lift all your curtains, I wanna drown in your tears. When I'm with you, I'm a person, and I forget all my fears. Hold me and don't let go, I don't care what people say, it's my emotions. I wanna bathe in your sea,